Hey guys, I want to let you know I still have some bundles left over. If you want your bundle today, hit me up on any of the social links down below for more information. Hey guys, it's Bess, and today I am doing another helping artist video, and this helping artist video is based on facial hair. If you have seen it in the descriptions, you know. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to teach you guys how to, execute facial hair on a character, because I've never seen a lot of characters with facial hair. I did mine with Vincent Z Mordecai. So yeah, I'm just gonna go over a couple of them. I'm gonna do sketches right over this beautiful lovely man here, and we're gonna go ahead and go at it. So I made a guide on his face, and this guide is basically telling you where facial hair grows. So we have the chin, the upper lip, we have right here along the cheek side, because men do get facial hairs around the cheeks and a little bit down near their neck. So this is basically how I have it set up, and I'm gonna go over like a couple of them, because guys do shave. They don't always got like, baby face, like looking like this. They do shave and stuff like that. So we're gonna do a couple. I might just do like scruffy and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and keep my guide up, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tone it down just a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see it. It looks like a fade. So yeah, let's start off with the first one. The first one is gonna be a fade. So what I like to do for that is, let me go ahead and get a black. And what I do for like guys with, just like a down, like basically cut down all the way straight to the face almost, where it's like spiking up a little bit, we're gonna do that type. So when it comes to the cheeks, you just want to do like, little spigots like this. So if you guys want to see closer, you just want to like do a couple of little gestures like this, and that helps with making that, hair is not like, hair is almost the same way as you putting it on top of the head. Is just, you just have to put it in the right places. So just keep that in mind. Like if you want to do facial hair on your characters, just like putting hair on a regular character's head, the only thing is different is you put it on their face. That's about it. You're not doing anything crazy to it. So yeah, you're doing little spigots all around. You can even poke some out, because spigots do poke out. Let me go ahead and turn off this guide, or make it just a little bit more lighter. Yeah, I made it a little bit more lighter. So yeah, I'm just adding these little marks on his face, and I'm gonna go ahead and speed through this so that you guys can see the end result. Alright, so this is basically the finished version of it. If I turn it off, the layer, you can see that you can see the little specks on his face, that he has not shaved. It's been ages. Another thing that is a nice thing that I like to do is I like to just you could take your pencil and turn it to the side and just like give it like a nice like gray tone right over it, or whatever color his hair is. Like I'm doing this gray, I should be doing this brown. I'm gonna do the brown. This is the brown. I'm stop being lazy, do this brown. Okay, it don't look any different, so whatever. So yeah, let's do this brown over it, and you see how it looks a little bit more like after he hasn't shaved anything in a while. It's just this way. Sometimes another thing is you can always add, like you can add short, wow, okay, Vest, don't use the right colors, right? Yeah, so you can make it heavier by adding long strips, and you can always have that certain parts grow longer than others, or grows a lot thicker, like so. And all you gotta do is just add these lines. It doesn't really have to be all all together or whatever. You can just add those lines, or you can just add the lines as if it was regular hair, and they'll make it even more longer. So yeah, this is just like a little bit of what you can do to make it look like it's a little bit thicker. You know, he hasn't did anything with his face lately and stuff like that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to do another one. So another one is just like a regular old mustache just on his face. So we're gonna turn that layer off and open up a new layer. So basically adding our guides, you know that this is the upper lip. I'm gonna add the mustache over his upper lip. So what you want to do is you just want to start off the hair from that area and just, you know, come around and just, it's just like hair. It's just like, you know, over his lip. And, you know, you have to know that hair does curve like on top of the lip, because, you know, the lip tends to form it, and then you have these like riggedy right there. And you can even add like little strands in it to make it a lot more, you know, dramatic, I guess. And you do the same thing for the other side, you know. If you want it to be the same way, you can always copy it and paste. Or if you just want it to be a tad bit more different, you know, look a little bit more unique than the other one, you can just, you know, draw right over. It doesn't really matter. It's all up to you. The mustache is your way, what you want. So yeah, that's what you basically do. And then you know, you grab your color that you want to add, and well, not that you want to add, but you know, the facial color. I will take the color of the eyebrows, because facial color seems to be a lot more, you know, a lot more darker. Like your facial hairs are darker than your normal hairs. Let me turn off that guide. And you know, just keep that in mind. Keep all that in mind when you do your mustache or you color your mustache. You know, you just want to make sure that you know exactly what you have to do to make it look like it belongs to him, is on his face, and nobody else can wear it or whatever. Let me just finish this off, and boom. That's basically the little mustache up on top. You know, it's not that difficult if you guys, you know, sit there and practice with your guide, which is this guide right here that I have, that I'm going to make it bright. You basically can put on hair after hair after hair. I'm going to go over like maybe one more with you guys, and you know, so we got, whoa. Okay, so we got this one already, and then we have this one. So you see how we have like two different ones, and we're just basically going by that guide. So you know, if you want to go ahead and you want to do like lumberjack hair, you see, and you can even add the mustache on top of the other one. It looks good, you know. It doesn't look bad. So yeah, let's try to do like a lumberjack one, and then that will be all. So yes, we got our guide up, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our pen tool and do that thing like that. So basically you're gonna add the hairs as if they were like close to the skin, and usually what I do is I do like these little riggets like this, and that's what it looks like if the hair was parted or anything like that. I make the hair look like this, so you guys know exactly what I do for that. And then for when the swoop comes in, you know, it'll come over like a swoop, and then the hairs will start parting like so. You start adding hairs like so, and then we're just, you know, lumberjacking it. And keep in mind that when you go ahead and you do your facial hairs and stuff like that on your characters, every time your character makes an expression, the mustache will make an expression. You know, if that person smiles, the mustache will smile with your character. It will move upward or downward, you know, it will move with your character's face. So keep that in mind when you're making your you know, when you're designing your beards and stuff like that. You have to make sure that, you know, you got to make sure that this is correct and that it goes ahead and it moves along with your character, because you don't want your character looking weird, especially if it's a mustache that doesn't move, because we're trying to be realistic here and we're trying to keep it you know. So I'm just adding hair. I'm boxing it off and I'm adding ridges to it. I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, I'm adding ridges to the hair and boxing it off. And that is mostly because sometimes with lumberjack type of beards, they either box off or they curl up into these nice little curls. So I'm gonna go ahead and color this in. Alright, so I basically went a little bit too much in with like the highlights and stuff like that. I don't think I needed to add that. So yeah, you don't have to add those highlights. You can, you know, you can just basically add the regular oil highlights that the beard needs. So, yeah, this is basically how you get yourself situated with the lumberjack type of beard. Is more fluffy out there. You know, more compressed on the face. So basically I got that one. I got, you know, the regular old on the on the lip, and then I have the regular scruffy one. So yeah, guys, if you like this video, hit that like, and I hope that it taught you how to do some type of facial hair on your characters. Guys, this is the 100th video that I post on YouTube, which is crazy. I was gonna do something special, but it's not like 100 episode or anything like that. It's just 100 videos. So I was like, well, I guess I can celebrate that for myself. So yes, guys, again, thank you for watching. If you haven't become a subscriber, hit that subscribe and become one of my posters. You know, my little energy balls, and you could be able to figure out, you know, when I post another video, because I could do helping artists, manga in the making, how to digitally, etc, etc. So yes, guys, I want to again thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, telling a friend, helping a friend. Have an amazing rest of the day. Bye bye.